What if I told you that behind the roaring guitars and stadium lights, some of heavy metal's most famous faces aren't just fading into obscurity, but sitting in cold gray cells right now? These aren't the over-the-top stage personas or dark lyrics that made them legends. This is real life, with real crimes and shattered legacies. From shocking betrayals to unthinkable acts, these metal icons traded their glory for a prison number, and their once thunderous anthems now echo as reminders of everything they lost. 10. Ian Watkins. Ian Watkins was the charismatic frontman of Lost Prophets, a Welsh band riding high with radio hits and sold-out shows around the world. Behind the scenes, however, Watkins was hiding a horrific secret. In 2013, he was arrested and later convicted for a string of vile sexual offenses involving very young children, including conspiracy to rape and possession of child pornography. The case sent shockwaves through the music world as his friendly, cool image was completely shattered. Watkins was sentenced to 29 years in prison, a sentence that reflected the gravity of his crimes. Since entering prison, Watkins' life has been far from quiet. In August 2023, he was brutally stabbed by other inmates at HMP Wakefield over a drug debt, attacked with a sharpened toilet brush. Prison insiders revealed he had taken a synthetic drug from another prisoner, but was charged a threefold price due to his notoriety and refused to pay. Despite spending thousands on protection, Watkins remains one of the most despised inmates behind bars. His criminal acts not only destroyed his own career and life, but caused irreparable damage to everyone associated with him. Lost Prophets immediately disbanded after his arrest, and the band's music was largely erased from public platforms. Watkins remains incarcerated, eligible for parole only in 2031, serving his sentence in one of the UK's highest security prisons. 9. Vince Neil. Vince Neil was the wild, partying frontman of Motley Crue, a band that epitomized 1980s excess and hard rock lifestyle. But behind the image of a rock and roll party king lies a story shadowed by tragedy. In 1984, after a night of heavy drinking, Vince got behind the wheel of his sports car with Nicholas Razzle Dingley, the drummer from the Finnish glam band Hanoi Rocks, as a passenger. On a wet street in Los Angeles, Neil lost control, crashing head-on into another vehicle. The crash killed Razzle instantly and caused serious injuries to others. Vince was convicted of vehicular manslaughter but served just 30 days in jail, a sentencing that outraged many who felt it was far too lenient. Over the years, Vince's battles with the law didn't stop there. He was involved in multiple legal issues, including a 2016 assault case where a fan accused him of grabbing her hair and dragging her to the ground. He later pleaded guilty to misdemeanor battery. Even recently, Vince faced legal troubles over unpaid legal fees from his defense attorneys. Despite all this, Neil remained a prolific performer, but his notorious legal and personal issues have never left his public image. 8. Tim Lambesis. Tim Lambesis was the frontman for As I Lay Dying, a Christian metalcore band known for aggressive music paired with some spiritual themes. His tattoos, powerful voice, and lyrics about struggle and faith made him a legend in the metal scene. But in 2013, that image exploded when he was arrested for attempting to hire a hitman to kill his estranged wife. The hitman was actually an undercover cop. Secret recordings showed Lambesis providing detailed instructions, including his wife's address and routines, along with payment for the murder. The revelation was a shock to fans and the Christian music community alike because of the stark contrast between his faith-based public persona and his ruthless crime. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison in 2014. Lambesis served about 2 years and was released in 2016. After his release, he reformed As I Lay Dying and has attempted a musical comeback, but the violent crime remains a dark and unforgettable chapter in his history. His case became one of the most bizarre and chilling examples of crime behind the scenes in metalcore. 7. Varg Vikernes. Varg Vikernes was a central figure in the Norwegian black metal scene, known for his solo project Burzum and his anti-Christian, extreme ideological stance. In 1993, Varg's life took a violent turn when he killed Øystein Arseth, known as Euronymous, the guitarist for Mayhem and owner of one of Norway's key metal record stores. This murder shocked the burgeoning black metal world. Varg was convicted not only for murder, but also for a series of church arsons that targeted historic wooden churches in Norway, acts meant to symbolize rebellion against Christianity. Sentenced to 21 years in prison, the maximum at the time in Norway, Vikernes served 15 years before his release in 2009. During his incarceration, he remained a figure in the underground metal community through writings and prison recordings. After his release, Varg has continued to be a controversial figure because of his extremist views expressed publicly. His actions in the early 90s remain one of the most infamous violent chapters in metal history. 6. Faust Bård Ethan. Bård Faust Ethan was the drummer for Norwegian black metal band Emperor, famous for their complex symphonic black metal sound. Before Emperor rose to fame, Faust committed a brutal murder in 1992. He lured a man named Magni Andreasen, who had allegedly made an unwanted advance towards him, into a forest in Lillehammer, Norway, where Faust stabbed him 37 times. The act was calculated and violent, shocking even the chaotic black metal community. Faust confessed to the police over a year later, amid investigations into church burnings and other crimes linked to the scene. He was sentenced to 14 years but served 9 before his release in 2003. Unlike some of his contemporaries, Faust has expressed remorse and successfully returned to music after prison, even earning awards with other bands. His crime marks one of the darkest and most notorious moments in Norwegian black metal history. 5. Carl Logan. Carl Logan was the guitarist for Manowar, a band renowned for its Kings of Metal status and powerful epic anthems, glorifying battle and glory. Logan's brutal downfall came in 2018 when he was arrested on federal charges related to child pornography. The FBI raided his North Carolina home and found a massive cache of illicit images and videos depicting the exploitation of minors, a grim contrast to the heroic image Manowar cultivated. After the discovery, Logan was immediately removed from the band, which publicly condemned his actions and made clear they did not support his crimes. He pleaded guilty to multiple counts of possession and distribution and was sentenced to 5.5 years in federal prison in 2022. He remains incarcerated, not eligible for early release until at least 2027. Logan's involvement with such heinous crimes sent shockwaves through the metal community, reminding fans that some stars hide disturbing secrets behind the scenes. His arrest and sentencing abruptly ended his career, leaving a dark stain on Manowar's legacy. 4. Dave Holland. Dave Holland was the drummer for Judas Priest during a crucial period of their rise, playing on classic albums like British Steel and Screaming for Vengeance. But outside the spotlight, his life took a dark and criminal turn. In 2004, years after leaving Judas Priest, Holland was convicted in the UK of multiple counts related to sexual offenses against a teenage boy with learning disabilities who had taken drum lessons from him. The charges included attempted rape and indecent assault. Despite his denial, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison, serving a full term before being released in 2012. Post-prison, Holland lived quietly and moved to Spain. He died in 2018 at age 69. His criminal acts cast a shadow over his musical legacy. Judas Priest acknowledged his passing with regret, but recognized that his post-band actions were deeply troubling for fans and the broader music community. Holland's crimes remain a grim reminder of a betrayal of trust by a musician once admired. 3. Jon Schaffer. Jon Schaffer is the founder, lead guitarist, and main songwriter for American heavy metal band Iced Earth. He's a polarizing figure known for his intense personality and politically charged views. In January 2021, Schaffer was arrested in connection with the bloody riot at the U.S. Capitol, where he was seen breaching police barricades and entering the building. He faced serious federal charges, including assault and obstruction. The FBI quickly identified him as a leading participant, and his image became widely known. Schaffer later agreed to cooperate with authorities, reportedly providing information in exchange for a reduced sentence. In early 2025, he remained on probation but had avoided prison time by pleading guilty and helping prosecutors. His involvement in the Capitol insurrection shattered his career and reputation, causing Iced Earth's lineup to dissolve and side projects to collapse. Schaffer remains a controversial figure, now more known for his political radicalism and legal battles than his music. 2. Ronnie Radke. Ronnie Radke, lead vocalist of Falling in Reverse, has had a tumultuous life marked by legal troubles as much as musical success. Early in his career, Radke was sentenced to probation after involvement in an altercation in the Las Vegas desert in 2006 that ended with a young man fatally injured by another person during the fight. Radke was considered partly responsible and given probation, but he later violated its terms by missing court-mandated check-ins and other rules. This led to him serving about 2.5 years in prison, starting around 2010. During his incarceration, Falling in Reverse forged ahead without him, replacing Radke with new vocalists. Yet upon release, Radke rebuilt his career with a new band lineup, channeling his experiences behind bars into songs filled with anger and defiance. He has spoken openly about his past mistakes and the struggles he faced, using his criminal record as a part of his outlaw image. Despite his checkered past, Radke remains one of modern metalcore's most prominent figures with a loyal fan base. 1. Austin Jones. Austin Jones was a YouTuber who gained millions of subscribers by covering pop songs in a heavy metal style, becoming a beloved figure for his approachable persona and musical talent. However, his dark double life was exposed in 2017 when he was arrested and charged with soliciting sexually explicit videos from underage female fans. Jones manipulated young girls, often convincing them that participating in this secret behavior made them special and connected to him. The FBI investigation revealed a disturbing pattern of predatory behavior across multiple victims. In 2019, Jones pled guilty to charges related to child pornography and enticement of minors. The court sentenced him to 10 years in federal prison, with his earliest possible release set for 2027. His YouTube channels and social media accounts were deleted, and the metal and YouTube communities were left stunned by the betrayal. Jones' story serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers hidden behind internet fame. And there you have it, the shocking truths behind the legends. These heavy metal stars once ruled the stage, but now their fame echoes through prison walls. What do you think about the downfall of these icons? Did any of these stories surprise you? If you found this deep dive into metal's darkest chapters eye-opening, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts or favorite metal band, and subscribe for more stories that pull back the curtain on the music world. And don't forget to ring the bell icon so you never miss a jaw-dropping update. Thanks for watching.